Hey everyone, it's triplemangothreat, and today we're going over a deck that really wants to have our opponents make tokens, and we keep killing the tokens. Ultimately, our commander gets really big, with all the creatures dying, and we swing with him. Our commander is Grismold the Dreadsower. He costs 1 black, green, he's a 3/3 and he has trample. And he says, at the beginning of your end step, each player creates a 1/1 green plant creature token. Whenever a creature token dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Grismold the Dreadsower. So whenever a creature token dies, not just any creature, our commander will get bigger, and luckily he already has trample, so that's a plus. We can easily do a ton of damage to a player with our commander, and we only need to do 21 commander damage to take a player out. So if our commander's not dealt with after 5 or more turns, we just start taking our opponents out. But we're going to need some good old-fashioned mana rocks with the category More Mana. Golgari Cluestone, Golgari Locket, and Golgari Signet. If you're playing Golgari, you're going to be playing these, and at their price compared to Sol Ring, it's a way better budget option. And we can get green and black mana, not just colorless. And last we have Commander Sphere and Talisman of Resilience. These mana rocks are less than 50 cents each, and that's a great deal, and I encourage you to pick these up while they're this low. So we have the mana rocks covered. Now we're going to need some ramp with more lands. Circuitous Route, Far Wanderings, Grow from the Ashes, and Harrow. Circuitous Route can get us a basic land and a gate card. Far Wanderings gets us a basic land, except if we have 7 or more cards in our graveyard, then we get 3 lands. Grow from the Ashes always gets us the 1 basic land, but if we pay the kicker cost, we get 2. And Harrow gets us 2 basics if we sacrifice a land. Now, let's move on to Me No Likey, Cast Down, Death Sprout, and Tragic Slip. All of these removal spells help us get rid of our opponent's creatures. Cast Down can get rid of a non-legendary creature, which is a lot of options, and it's really great for 1 and a black. Death Sprout is going to ramp us by us doing what we're already doing, which is taking care of our opponent's threats, so it's nice to get a land out of it. And Tragic Slip is so underrated. For 1 black, you can give a creature -1/-1, but if a creature died this turn, which is extremely likely with our deck, it gives the creature -13/-13 instead, and this is just an amazing card. It doesn't see much play as it should. Golgari Charm and Return to Nature. Both of these cards can destroy an enchantment, but Golgari Charm gives creatures -1/-1 until end of turn, and that's going to kill all the plants we gave our opponents from our commander, and this is going to buff our commander. Golgari Charm is one of those really great cards because depending on the situation, we could regenerate our commander instead. This card was made for this deck. The next category is Nothing for You, You, and You. Gaze of Granite, Massacre Girl, and Rampage of the Clans. With Gaze of Granite, if we pay 0 for X, it's going to kill all the tokens, which is amazing and so good for our hungry commander. Massacre Girl can take care of all the 1/1s, but depending on how many she killed, she adds on the -1/-1s. So she could end up killing all the creatures on the board, but hopefully our commander will be big enough to withstand it. And Rampage of the Clans makes more tokens for us to kill and feed our commander with. I love card draw, so let's talk about more cards. Ambitions Cost, Harmonize, Read the Bones, and Sign in Blood. With these cards, we just pay to draw cards, nothing too fancy, but it gets the job done. Colossal Majesty and Triumph of Ferocity. At the beginning of our upkeep, we draw cards for having a creature with power 4 or greater, or the greatest power, and that is easily accomplished with our commander with all the counters he'll be getting. Death Reap Ritual, Kothafed Soul Hoarder, Moldervine Reclamation, and Species Specialist. These all get us to draw cards when a creature dies. When Species Specialist enters the battlefield, we do need to choose a creature type. Now, the safe bet is to choose Plant, because our commander guarantees that we're going to make a plant token at our end step. The next category is Food. A Crow and Horse, a Rasta of the Endless Web, Clackbridge Troll, and Infernal Genesis. Now, it's going to seem a little strange giving our opponents more tokens with a Crow and Horse, but remember, the more tokens there are, the more counters our commander can get, and it only takes 21 commander damage to lose the game. If our opponent casts an instant or sorcery, we make a 1/2 spider token with Reach. Clackbridge Troll gives a target opponent 3/0/1 goats, and we get an 8/8. But if they sacrifice a creature at the beginning of combat on our turn, Clackbridge Troll does tap, but we gain 3 life and draw a card, and if they happen to sacrifice that 0/1 goat token, our commander benefits from this. We definitely leave our opponents with a tough choice. Genesis Chamber is another great card for making tokens that our opponents will end up losing, and I cannot wait to talk about this next category, Feed Me. Illness in the Ranks, Virulent Plague. Both of these hit specifically creature tokens, and this is so good with our commander. At our end step, we give all players 1/1 plant tokens. And these enchantments instantly kill them and make our commander get more counters. Kaervek the Spiteful and Knights of the Soul's Betrayal give all creatures -1/-1. So not just hitting the tokens, and yes, this could hurt our board, but ultimately we're going to be a Voltron deck with our commander, so these cards are still really good for us. When there's a lot of creatures dying, we can really impact the game with Does This Hurt?, Falconwrath Noble, Poison Tip Archer, and Sir Conrad the Grim. These cards make our opponents lose life when a creature dies, and you can expect that with this deck. Even if it's just 4 plant tokens from our commander, that's 4 damage. But if we have all of these cards out, it's 12 damage, and we can quickly end the game when that happens. Now, Bloodseeker does not have our opponents lose life when a creature dies, but when an opponent has a creature enter the battlefield under their control, they do lose a life, and this can be really annoying when we're giving them a bunch of tokens. And after our commander is really huge, we have the category No Touchy. Our opponents are most definitely going to want to kill our commander when he's got an insane amount of counters on him. So we're going to need Alpha Authority, Aspect of Mongoose, Boar Umbra, and Canopy Cover. We can give our commander Hexproof or Shroud with these cards, Dark Privilege, and Soul Channeling. We can regenerate our commander by sacrificing a token, which would be really sweet, or we can pay 2 life to also regenerate him. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe for more Mango content.